When I got up this morning, it occurred to me how far behind I am on my daily tasks around the house. I've had a migraine for almost a week. It's eased now. I still have foggy brain, but it also occurred to me I wasn't going to be able to get out the video in time, and I have not done a home vlog in probably 3 years. I think it was 3 years ago when I was building the skincare lab in my basement. And welcome back to what will be the Organic Cosmetics Lab. So I think today's going to be like a home vlog. I'm just going to take you with me as the day goes on, and we'll see how you like that. Hey everybody, welcome back to Sawdust and Cornbread. I'm Laura Lee. If this is your first time as a guest here on my channel, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. I try to put out new content every week. Spring has sprung and there are things to be done inside the house and outside. I'm going to bring you along with me and let's take care of some of these early spring tasks. The first thing I'm going to do is remove this barrier that I have around my blackberry vines. They are already starting to bud. I'm really excited for those big juicy blackberries. Last year I had the best crop ever, and I'm not that familiar and I'm not that experienced with raising blackberries, so I think a big part of that was using some of the waste from the duck house. Of course that had duck poop in it, and I really think that helped us get some really big juicy blackberries last year. Now I put the barrier up because the plants were new last year and I didn't expect to get any berries, but the ducklings were jumping up and tearing leaves off of the vines of the really new plants, and I was afraid they would take all of the leaves and the plants wouldn't get enough sun and nutrients. So I went ahead and put that barrier up. I'm going to take the barrier down for a couple of reasons. For one, I think the plants have established themselves enough. They're big and strong. I want to be able to get under the bushes to weed eat. I'm not going to be doing as much composting on them now that it's heating up outside, so I can let that kind of work into the ground and the soil. The ducks will actually help to take off little insects that may harm the plants. So I'm going to let them do their job and be my little exterminators. And it's okay if they get a leaf or two. I'll forgive them for that. Now I will keep all of this plastic green barrier material. It's reusable. I can use it to barricade other plants as we get on in the spring and the summer to keep the ducks from nibbling at new growth, or for any plants that may be poisonous to the ducks. So that's a great investment. I'll put a link below. I don't get any compensation for that, but this is really good stuff. It's sturdy. It's an investment up front, but it's something that you can reuse over and over year round, so I think it's worth the investment. One thing you probably noticed as I put the dishes away is everything is in an arm's reach. Like I can literally turn around and put almost everything in the dishwasher in cabinets, in drawers, or wherever it's supposed to be. And that's not by accident. I planned that specifically when I did a remodel. It was a DIY remodel on my entire kitchen. I planned it so that where the dishwasher was located, I could easily access all of my cabinets and drawers to put things away quickly and easily. So whenever you're doing a remodel or you're planning on adding cabinets, think about the configuration. Ideally, you will just have to turn around and pivot to put things away. It's always best to trim back your ornamental grasses in the late winter or early spring. I seem to be a little late on it this year because we seem to have an early spring. Everything's blooming. Not to say it's gonna not turn winter here in a few days or even by this evening. Who knows in this area. But I have cut those ornamental grasses, my pampas grass, down as low as I can. I'm going to go ahead and dispose of that. We had a windstorm in between trimming plants and the little fronds have gone all over my yard and my neighbor's yard. So I'm going to rake those up. I apologize if you're watching this. I didn't mean to get those in your yard and let them get away from me. But I'm going to clean those up now. And then also one thing I like to do this time of year is my liriope or liriope, however you want to say it, the small ornamental grass, the variegated grass that we have in front of the house. I like to weed eat or mow those all the way down to the ground to get rid of all of that old growth. And this time of year, you'll start seeing it pop back up to the grounds and it makes it really hardy and full. So I'm going to take care of that now. Now you may be wondering why I'm not composting all of these, and there's three reasons. For one, we haven't actually started a compost pile at this point. I'm trying to find a good location and my daughter wants to get on that. She's been saving food scraps, and so we want to get started on that. Don't have it yet. Number two, these have tons of seeds and I'd rather not have those in compost and replant them all over the yard in various locations. They may not come up, they may not germinate, but I don't want to take that chance. And three, usually I would use these dried fronds and leaves as kindling for our backyard fire. However, we've been under a red flag fire warning in our area, so I'm not going to risk starting a fire. If I save them, they're just going to get wet and soggy. So this time I'm going to throw them away. I know they go to the landfill, but guess what? At the landfill, they decompose the same way that they would in the compost pile and go back into the earth, so I'm not too worried about it. It's about lunchtime now. I heated up some leftovers for myself and I'm going to make a snack for the ducks. I like to go through all of the refrigerator and make sure we don't have any vegetables that are about to perish the day before the garbage pickup comes. So I pulled out some celery and some tomatoes, little cherry tomatoes that have seen better days that we didn't eat on time. So I'm going to cut those up. If I don't cut them in half, the ducks will try to swallow them whole, and they love tomatoes. So I'm going to make them a little snack and take it out, and then grab some lunch and get back to work. I'm not going to cut as much of the celery because they're not big fans. once my daughter starts the compost pile, we can put some of the scraps that the ducks don't care for in that. But no meat or fat or anything like that. It'll just go rancid. It won't help the compost at all. Yeah, that'll make a nice snack for the ducks. Ducky, ducky, duckies. Well, I finished up a little bit of lunch and the ducks had their snack. Now it's time to do a little bit of laundry. One thing I've done with the laundry over time, I've been married 25 years, and one thing I learned probably 5 or 10 years into marriage is that it's a lot easier to hang clothes than it is to fold clothes. So we have very few items that we actually fold up and put in drawers. I hang everything possible. But I also wanted to show you the video I was going to make today before migraine and everything, and I had to catch up on all my cleaning, is this mannequin that I'm working on. And this is part of the reveal, I guess, for what is coming up on Sawdust and Cornbread. I'm really excited about that. But I made this mannequin. I'll be sharing that soon. And if you have to do alterations on your own clothes or for someone else, or there's other reasons you might want a mannequin, which I'll mention when I do the mannequin video, it's good to have around. So anyway, laundry. I didn't take the camera with me because it would just be too complicated, but down over my bank I cleared a bunch of brush and stacked that up. Did another load of dishes, got a few things done around the house, did some paperwork, and I watered the ducks, and the sun's going down. It is just a beautiful evening. All in all, it's been a good day. Thanks for hanging out with me. Hopefully tonight I'll get this edited and out in the morning, if not tonight, and then also work on that mannequin video. That's going to be really good. So thanks for hanging out with me, and I'll see you next time. God bless. Don't know if you can see them, but there's a bunch of starlings up there.